The Bengaluru Eidgah Maidan issue refuses to die down. The division bench of Karnataka High Court has put the onus on Bombay government over the issue of permission for Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations at the Eidgah Maidan. This comes just few days after the state's revenue department claimed the ownership of the land, and this development led to a rise in calls by Hindu groups urging the government to allow the Ganesh Chaturthi event at the Eidgah Maidan.
प्रशासन वह गणेशोत्सव मनाने की दृष्टि से निर्णय लेगा, ऐसा आशा हम व्यक्त करते हैं। बहुसंख्यक भारत में कर्नाटक उच्च न्यायालय के आदेश के अनुसार हम सभी मिलकर चामराजपेटे प्लेग्राउंड पर हम गणेशोत्सव मनाएंगे। उसका विरोध कोई भी न करे। सभी इस प्रशासन की भूमि पर गणेशोत्सव मनाएंगे, शांति सुव्यवस्था बना के रखेंगे, ऐसा हम विनंती इस संदर्भ में हम करते हैं।
You have the court which is allowed the government to decide on the Ganesh Chaturthi celebration at the Eidgah Maidan. The government is welcoming it, saying that this goes with our thought. Do you anticipate any trouble, or would you make any demand to the government on this issue?
No, whatever the court has said, we don't want to comment on the court's verdict. But Karnataka government will show its sense to see that peace is maintained in Karnataka.
Now we're joined by my colleague Ritu, who's live with us from Bengaluru. Ritu, very good morning to you. There was an interim order that was passed on August 25th that was modified, and now the Karnataka High Court says that it can be used, in fact, for religious events. But the decision is left up to the Bombay government. How is the government likely to decide upon this? Because remember, the state government is the one that had actually challenged that plea and that order in court.
Yes. So you see, the Eidgah Maidan has been in news for a long time now, but of course it all started with the Hindu organization demanding the ground for yoga celebration and then for Independence Day as well. And after that, you see, the Hindu organization started demanding the ground for Ganesh Chaturthi festival too, as it was the demand from the Hindu organization saying that why is the minority community only been allowed to celebrate their occasions at the ground, and why not the Hindu occasions to be celebrated at the ground when it has been considered as in the government property, BBMP's property for that matter, and then it's a playground to top of that. So that was been a demand from the Hindu organization, where after you see the ownership dispute was that erupted between the Waqf board as well as between the BBMP, and right after that you see the ownership being claimed by the revenue department. And now with all this, the Waqf board then challenged the High Court of what the Joint Commissioner of the BBMP has to say regarding the ownership. And now all that you see now, High Court, Karnataka High Court has said that the Ganesh Chaturthi celebration can take place at the Eidgah Maidan. So this has been a big victory and a celebration for the Hindu organizations. Most of them are already celebrating this occasion because they are looking forward to the Ganesh Chaturthi festival at the ground. But meanwhile, as you ask about the kind of a decision that the CM or the state government will take up right now on the related to the Eidgah Maidan. So yes, the CM Banswara along with the revenue minister and the other officials, he will conduct a meeting and discuss about this whole, because the law and order situation is something that is to be maintained on the ground, because this has been in the news for a very long time now. So yes, right, you see the previously time as well on the August 15 is when the Hindu organizations were demanding the ground for flag hoisting. You see, because the state government in the Karnataka wanted to ensure that the law and order situation is in place, and meanwhile the flag hoisting also takes place after 75 years of the Independence Day. That was the first time when the Eidgah Maidan also saw the flag hoisting. But now with all this for the Ganesh Chaturthi festival as well, the CM Banswara is likely to conduct a high meeting with the officials and decide on what exactly has to take place and what manner the celebration can take place at Eidgah Maidan.
Thank you very much for bringing us up to speed with that, Ritu.